Dear class, I thought I would prep this short video to give you a quick overview of the area of study discovery and how you can link it to your prescribed text, Swallow the Air, and the related text we did in class, The Fisherman, or any supplementary text that you choose on your own. I feel that we are all struggling with the challenge of making connections between discovery, the main text, and the related text. So before we take a crack at it, let me show you how to watch the video effectively. Number 1, don't be a passive learner. If you learn something, write it down. Number 2, pause the video when you see or hear something interesting. Write it down. Number 3, rewind the video if you see something interesting. Write it down. Number 4, if you're watching the video again, fast forward to the sections you need to revise and write it down. So before we talk about the text, first off, step 1. Refer back to the rubric, or as I call them, the 10 Commandments of Discovery. I won't read them out, you can pause it. Swallow the Air is a collection of interlinked short stories by Tara June Winch, describing Mae Gibson, a half-Aboriginal, half-white teenager. After her mother's suicide, she leaves home in search of her ancestral family, where we get to explore modern Australian urban and rural contexts in her journey of discovery. Step 2 is where you link the rubric to the text. Now, your job in this area of study is to explore the many forms of discovery represented in Swallow the Air. Looking back at the 10 Commandments, what aspects of discovery applies to Swallow the Air? So let's say you reckon it's points 5 and 6 that discovery can be confronting and provocative, and they can lead us to new worlds and values. Step 3 is that you have to prove these links, these passages from the rubric to the text itself. So if you think that points 5 and 6 are evident in the text, you need to take passages from the text, break it down via textual analysis, and prove that here you go. This is how Swallow the Air represents discovery, or aspects of discovery. So let me demonstrate. If you recall in our readings, the reason Mae leaves her home is because of her mother's suicide, her brother's addiction to drugs, her aunt's gambling problems. Now you can see how point 5, discovery can be confronting and provocative, might apply to this. Mae forces herself to leave Paradise Parade, a place of grogs and fists. The metaphor in a description reveals the challenges of alcohol and violence in the Indigenous community. These challenges prompt Mae to embark on a journey of self-discovery and personal growth. Now, if you recall our quota textual analysis system, quote is blue, technique's green, analysis is purple. Good stuff. But what are the effects of such a discovery? Let's go to point 6 now. Has discovery led Mae to new worlds and values, stimulate new ideas, and enable her to speculate about future possibilities? I like to think so. When she returns home, she has new insights into her own personal identity, which can benefit others. She's a changed person. The metaphor in "My mother knows that I am home, at the water, I am always home," conveys that Mae's discovery of new worlds has shaped her own personal identity, allowing the opportunity to reconcile with her cultural heritage and the rest of her family. So, can we see discovery in Swallow the Air now? Good. Now let's talk about your related texts. In class we studied the poem The Fisherman by Kurt Brown, but you can apply the same strategy to any other related text that you choose. So your job now, especially in paper 1, section 3, is to link Swallow the Air to your related texts and link these two texts to discovery. Easy enough. Look at the steps again. Digest it, learn it. Now let's look at the poem. If you follow the steps, you'll see that from the rubric, points 5 and 6 can also apply to the poem, which is fantastic because now you can discuss the similarities between the poem and Swallow the Air. But first you got to prove it. Point 5 is here. Persona's discovery of his lack of accomplishments conveys a sense of futility. The symbolism here amplifies his frustration and despair in life, a personal discovery which provokes him to reevaluate his purpose in life. Point 6, instead of sinking in despair, the symbolism here conveys his renewed hope and purpose in life. The symbolic comfort of sunlight and waves revives his self-worth, prompting him to fish at night instead. So this is now a link to how the fisherman's perspective has changed and how discovery has affected the way he sees life. You now need to review the past 2 slides to reverse engineer for yourselves how, using the rubric and using the text and textual analysis, I have come to these conclusions. So just to end this video, I like to hope you have taken on board these strategies for linking the text to discovery. I also want to encourage you to re-watch this video. Watch it, digest it, learn it, and work on it.